morning, everybody, and welcome back to Business Over Breakfast. My name is Ben Barber.
And my name is Lori Gittari. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Yeah. Cheers, Lori.
Cheers. Yeah. That red cup, I don't know. It's I'm having flashbacks.
The red cup is actually, it's terrible because it's 9 o'clock in the morning, but the red cup is actually diet ginger ale, which is gross. It's not gross in general. It's gross at this early in the morning for me. This is what happened. I had a networking meeting at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I woke up, I didn't go to bed until 2, and I woke up 3 minutes before the meeting started. So I was like, throw on a shirt and like go. And then I looked around and I was like, I don't have any water down here.
Oh man.
Then I couldn't like leave the meeting. So I was like, what do I have? What do I have? What do I have? And I was like, ginger ale. And I was like, well, it's a networking meeting. I don't really want to like be drinking like soda, it obviously. So I have these red Solo cups and I was like, that'll look better.
Oh yeah. I'm playing ginger ale pong over here.
Yeah, exactly. So,
oh man, that's
anyway.
Funny. Yeah,
that's been that my morning.
I know it's been that kind of morning. It's like kind of strange. Like we're late today, and we are just rolling with it over here. Same thing. I won't even go into it. Just so we can jump right in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, today for Shop Local Rhode Island, we know it's the holiday season. We are just, we're getting more vendors on the site. We're over 300 products now. We love that people are looking locally. And one of the things that when I started working with Rhode Island Commerce on this, Sue Lee, one of their tech advisors, said, shipping, make sure you got the shipping part down. And I want to introduce you to Kim DiGiulio from the United States Postal Service and talk about shipping. Like she's my go-to. Good morning. Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. So, shipping, and we know we're a marketing organization. So we're going to create this cool website and it's going to be all local and we're going to be able to market the shit out of it. And then came shipping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so let me just welcome you to talk to our audience of small businesses. If you could just introduce yourself and kind of give us an idea of your role at the Postal Service.
Thank you so much, Lori and Ben. It's my pleasure to join you. And yes, we are heading into peak postal season very quickly right now. We can feel it happening at the plant. I am domiciled in postal speak at the Corliss Street Postal Station, which I'm sure you're all in Rhode Island are familiar with.
Yeah.
It's a massive building and that's a sorting facility. So that's where the bulk mail is entered and where a lot of the processing is done. So a lot of the smaller post offices obviously funnel into that spot. My role is to help. I'm a sales rep with the Postal Service. I am knowledgeable in both mail and shipping. And because we're talking to small businesses today, I wanted to briefly touch on two things. One is EDDM mailing, which is designed for people to do themselves. It's called Every Door Direct Mail. And the other thing, of course, is shipping. Now, speaking of peak, I got some statistics here, which I find pretty interesting. Last holiday season, the Postal Service delivered 14.3 billion packages with a B. We are expecting to deliver more than that this year. We have designed our network to ingest and deliver 41 million packages every single day between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Some days we won't reach 41 million. Some days we'll do a little bit more than that, but this is the volumes that we're talking about.
I just think about like any problems on Shop Local. Like if we have one, it's going to be a big deal.
Well, it is. I mean, every package is a big deal to the person who's sending it and the person who's wanting to receive it.
Yeah.
We're looking to hire 40,000 temporary workers. So if anybody is looking for a job,
Wow, that's
if
great.
anybody's got, a young kid, these are great jobs because when you get in, if they spot somebody who's a worker, who's good, it could easily transform into a full-time position.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Last year, as everybody knows, all of the delivery carriers had big problems. The networks sort of broke down. A big part of that was COVID because we had tremendous call outs for sickness. And, people were out for long times, 2 weeks, a month, stuff like that. So that impacted it. Plus just the general volume of parcels. What the new plan is, our 10-year plan, part of it is the Postal Service is leasing 115 new annexes this year. Part of the problem last year was the trucks were backing up. They had nowhere to unload. There was so much volume, there was no more room to put them. So they stayed on tractors. This year, we've leased millions and millions of square feet to have some place to process them and stage them. We got 112 new package sorters. You heard a lot last year about taking equipment out of circulation and refiguring plants like our plant. The reason is, to be quite simple, is we're designed for mail. Corliss Street is designed to handle paper. That's what it was built for, in like 1958. So we've got tremendous machines there to sort magazines and to sort flats. But to turn those machines on, you need like a couple 100,000 magazines. They're so long, they're so complicated. You don't turn them on for 20 magazines. You need a lot of volume.
So
and it just isn't there.
What do you see happening in terms of like the trends from us? So I think about just the transition that the Postal Service has been in, let's say the past 10 years even, or even 5 years. I mean, like the reputation has changed. Personally, I think that I love the Postal Service. I use it all the time. But when we spoke, you had said something to me about the differences between the different shipping organizations. And so if you could just kind of give a quick overview for a small business owner to think about, what do I need for my business?
To like get started, if you've never shipped before kind of thing and you want to sort of get started. Well, we are transitioning. The stat I was thinking of is we've taken out a lot of the flat machines and put in package sorting machines. So we're shifting to, we're moving to be more of a package delivery, outfit, obviously, because that's what the traffic is. So if you're a new shipper, right, and you want to move stuff online, of course, you can always go to the post office and send it right from there. In that case, though, you're paying retail rates. The Postal Service has two basic rate structures. We're very simple. We're much less complicated pricing-wise than the other carriers. Like we don't have really discounts or anything like that. It's pretty straightforward.
That's what I love.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're doing,
you don't have
tremendous
to think too much about
volume.
It.
Right. Everybody's on the same playing field. So if you're a new person getting started, you've heard of our product called Click and Ship, which you can go on USPS.com and hit the business link and you sign up and register. You put in a credit card. You need a credit card. You need a computer, obviously. You need a printer. And from that Click and Ship, you can go in and print a label, slap it on a package, and either give it to your carrier when he comes or bring it to the Postal Service. When you start getting into the area of like 8 or 10 packages every day, you could speak to a sales rep like myself, and then we can arrange more complicated pickups if you have certain requirements or, you're looking for a more specialized service. That's when we would start talking about it.
So let's get, I just want to kind of get down to, okay, we have new, I'm going to assume that the people that sign up on Shop Local they're already doing something. A lot of them are already on Etsy or they're doing what they can in a shop. And so they have this opportunity to sell at an e-commerce level. but that
Yes.
immediately brings in the idea of like, oh, now I need a shipping label. I need to figure it out. So if people are working out of their homes like we are, or even in a small shop, what would they do when they say, okay, I want to get on Shop Local Rhode Island. I know USPS is their preferred shipper. And what do we, who do we call? What do we do? What do we know? Do we just sign up? Like what I'm thinking is, what about if it fits, it ships? Is that part of the other thing? Like, I just want to be really clear for our audience.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Postal Service has been really successful with flat rate packaging, right? So if you think of letters, right, that's one category, right? And then we have priority mail, which is shipping with the Postal Service. It's anything over 1 pound. Okay. Now, it's all called priority mail. A lot of things fit in that umbrella that your audience would be using. You're going to be using either priority mail or first class parcel, which is for items under 1 pound. So for priority mail, you can either do it by weight and zone, right? Just like a typical UPS parcel or something like that. There's charts online. Our price list is called the Notice 123, and it's online. So you would either do it by weight and zone. But what a lot of people like, and what you see the boxes in the local post offices, but businesses use them very much as well, are the flat rate products. So we've got the padded envelope, the pouch. We've got a small box, which is like, it's a little bit smaller than a VCR cassette. We've got medium flat rate boxes and large. Now, both the medium and the large flat rate boxes are available in 2 configurations. A top loader, which is more like a square gift box, and then what we call a side loader, which is more like, like a FedEx looking box, like a document looking box. Yeah. But they're the same cubic inches on the inside.
Yeah.
So I see. Okay. Yep. So it's just a different configuration, but they're the same size really. Yeah. So those rates are all available, online, and most people are familiar like with the pouch. That's a very easy, one to use. And the rate of the pouch it's around $8.65, right? So you would have to
have those prices, because when people are selling online, if they haven't sold online before, one of the things that's good to know is, okay, this is what my shipping price is, and if I want to offer free shipping, this is the cost that I have, or the consumer will pay for shipping, or I'll pay half and they'll pay half. So like having that amount is a good number for them, when you have those rates, because I think that with UPS, or I know UPS, but maybe FedEx too, it's, oh, this weight is going to be a little bit different. This weight's going to be different. And every time the shipping comes up, the weight, the price is a little bit different. Right. And it's hard for vendors to really get a sense of planning and budgeting about what they do on e-commerce deliveries.
Most definitely. And again, it's so endlessly complicated, because say you're selling candles online and you or mugs, and you all know they weigh a certain weight even, right? So you're more straightforward than someone who's got like 1,000 different SKUs. Yeah. Even in that case, what about combos? You can never do the programming to figure out what if they get 2 mugs and a candle, that kind of thing. Yeah, so you're right. That's where flat rate boxes take a lot of the guessing out of it, right? Because you can play with them, see what fits, and what the rate will be. Yeah. The post office, if it fits, it ships concept, you've got those choices though, and that's it. Now, because we're in Rhode Island and we're shipping locally, that's not always advantageous if you're shipping very close. A flat rate box becomes very economical if you're sending to California, for example, because that pouch that costs, $8 and change, because it's a flat rate product, it costs the same if it's going to Newport or if it's going to California. Now we have another product called regional rate boxes, which is the same concept. If it fits, it ships. If it's just the specific boxes, we have regional A and regional B. And that's all you can use. You have to use those boxes, but they're a flat rate by zone. So if you know that a lot of your traffic is going locally, you'll get a better rate going a regional rate local than you will using a flat rate. Now, there's software that will do this thinking for you. Our product is called Click and Ship. Okay, I think most people have probably heard of that.
Yeah.
Other software companies offer products to print labels, postage, USPS postage, and they're almost all for free now. There's several of them. Pirate Ship is free. XPS is free. I'm sure that stamps.com and Indicia, which are very, they're the huge players in the marketplace, they have where you can start for free for a couple months to try it if you like it. And then even if they do charge, the fees are very nominal, maybe $15 a month.
Does that integrate right into the Click and Ship?
Well, it integrates right into the Postal Service.
Into the Postal Service, okay.
I think most people that are going to be shipping every day are going to use one of those versus Click and Ship. Because
okay.
As I like to say, what we're really good at is putting mail in mailboxes and putting parcels in mailboxes. That's what we do the best.
Yeah.
Our software is kind of clunky and it's very old fashioned. We're not a software company.
Yeah.
And the vendors out there that we work with every day, every label that you get, right, when it comes in, you'll see a lot of them say Stamps Indicia, on the side. So they're using the commercial rates.
That's super important. Okay, great.
Yeah. Yep. And what's nice about it too is with these programs, your customers want an email with the tracking number. That's part of the transaction these days.
Right.
If you don't get that confirmation and you can't track it, this transaction, you're worried about it now.
Yeah.
So all of these software providers, that's part of the program. When the label goes out, it generates the tracking number. You create the verbiage. Hi, here is your candle from Kim's Candles. Enjoy your purchase. Yeah. And that goes out to kind of close the loop. Now, the post office has a ton of resources, right? We have a very good website called USPS Delivers. And that is for beginning shippers. There are tons of resources on there because it does seem overwhelming, Lori, right? Like, what is it that it costs? How much? And shipping is expensive. Okay, bear in mind, these are not. Shipping is expensive. It costs money to move.
Would say one of the things that that I'm so glad you're here because just having this conversation is important. But what we do after the fact is we'll put all those resources into a blog post that lives on our website, on the Visual Thrive website, and we have the videos available. So if there is a small business, like just having you say, oh, these 3 software companies are free and you can look at that. Those are really valuable links to understand how am I going to do this with ease. And so, so I
the
think
post office has a lot of resources to help people. We have whole departments. We have a whole inside sales group. So you have my details. I'm willing to send anybody in the right direction. But basically the concept is you've got to get a label printed, right? You're not going to be filling it out with a pen at the post office. That doesn't happen really anymore. So you have to have a software and you have to print a label. Now you can print it with a label printer, or you can print it on a regular piece of paper and fold it in half and tape it to the box.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be super complicated.
Right.
There's free services that'll just print a postal label. There's ones that are more expensive that rate shop. You'll say, okay, I got this calculator, this is for somebody who's shipping more product and is really using it more part of their business. You put it on the scale and it'll say, okay, the post office charges this much, UPS charges this much, FedEx charges this much. And then you can click whichever one and it'll print out that label.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and you can use any carrier because we're all better in different weight breaks and in different zones. The Postal Service is great for small packages. Think about your mail carrier, right? We will technically take up to 70 pounds, but you never get a 50-pound package from the post office.
And I would say that I'm going to make a bold statement, but all of the products on Shop Local would be under 70 pounds. Yes. They're local products. They're like, we have candles, we have food, we have photos and towels and all sorts of beautiful gift items, by the way. But
perfect for the Postal Service.
Yeah, I think
and that's where we're very competitive rate-wise.
Yeah.
Now, so a project that is not in fruition yet, we've spoken about this, Lori, called USPS Connect. This is a really exciting new program. It's being spearheaded in Texas right now. They're testing it. And what it's going to be is, as I said, shipping can be expensive, right?
Yeah.
The post office realized that, and we're coming up with something called USPS Connect, where if you are willing to do some work share with the Postal Service, which really means dropping it off in Providence, and some special label requirements, you're going to be able to access much lower rates. Significantly lower rates than are available now, because it's going to be just a local delivery. It'll be exactly kind of what Shop I think Rhode Island is looking for, where you drop it off in Providence and we deliver it the same day or the next day within like a 50-mile zone.
Yeah.
So as soon as
that's the state of Rhode Island.
Exactly.
You know what that reminds me of? I don't know. It just popped in. So I remember when my dad, he had a textile mill in Pawtucket. But I remember after lunch, it was, okay, we got to do lunch, bank, post office. And that was like our little round after lunch. And I think that it's so interesting. Like, you see in this digital community, everything is like digital all over the world. But you can see how even those digital communities are coming more and more focused on community, on doing business in community. And so this idea of just saying like, here are our boxes. Okay, we got to go to the post office, or we got to go do this thing. I think that connection is becoming more and more important to us. Yeah. But I mean, it's important to me, obviously. And I know Ben and I kind of value that, but I love I love that idea.
Yes, it's really, one of our slogans is that we knit the nation together, the Postal Service, which we literally do. There's a post office in every hamlet and village in the United States.
Right.
But this program is neat because you would think logically, right? If I'm going to bring it to Providence, why does it going to get sorted and sent somewhere else to come back to Providence? Like sometimes these sortation methods don't seem logical to an outsider.
Yeah.
And this is kind of cool because it like makes sense. If it's going to be going to Rhode Island, why can't I just go in a special door, you know, here are my Rhode Island packages, and then send them out the next day. So I love that concept.
What do you think is the like the timeline of something like that? It's in beta now. Is that?
Yes, and they're doing it in Texas right now. And it's a huge it's a big project for the Postal Service.
Yeah.
So I would say probably, after peak, of course, it won't be this year.
Yeah.
But they'll probably be rolling it out nationwide next year at some point.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
How does the internal employees of the post office, are people feeling good? Are they I feel like the post office kind of went through the ringer in the last year.
Well, it was. I mean, what a year. I mean, those stats that I started the conversation with, we've never, and then again, the COVID, but so many people calling out sick. But I will tell you this, we never turned down a package. The other carriers have that option because they have guarantees and they can say, you know what, we're full, we can't take anymore. And that's what happened last year. The post office can never do that. So we will always take your packages. I think morale is high. I mean, I love the USPS. They have so much respect for the individual and for the person. And I think we do knit the nation together.
Yeah.
Our people are in the streets and at every house every day.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of amazing.
It is amazing. I mean, I see them every day. Everybody sees them every day, and it's amazing. And it's funny. I live on a busy street, and so I have a little sign because we've had packages stolen here, unfortunately, and it says, please leave a package at the back door, and there's only one delivery system that actually does that.
Wow.
It's the post office. It's just so, but I sit here, so I see, and I'm like, hey, good morning. It's just like, it's a different, much better feel personally.
Yeah. And like you say, in this digital world, it is kind of comforting to see the the carriers out there, you know,
Yeah.
every day in person, live and in person.
Yeah.
It's you can ship with the Postal Service. You have to get into e-commerce. That's just the way it is these days.
You have to. Yep.
We want to help you.
Yeah.
We have tons of resources at the Postal Service.
Yeah.
There's just a million ways to skin a cat because we deal with people that are shipping one package a day to, you know, a million a day.
Yeah.
And there's a program for everybody.
Yeah. And I think the work that we're doing at Shop Local, which is easy access, low cost, get online, here's a platform, sell your stuff. And then the next thing is, oh, okay, I sold my stuff. Now I have to actually get it somewhere. And so between, you know, Shop Local in Rhode Island and the Postal Service and the work that you're doing here, we can say to all the 2,000 vendors on the site, like, come on, you can do this. And we are here to support that and make sure that you have a good budget, that you're understanding what your costs of doing business are for e-commerce.
It helps so many people get started, and it can be very daunting, but I tell everybody, you have to sort of get started, you know, like with all the different combinations, and you're like, oh, you know, if you try and figure out what every single package, sometimes it seems overwhelming. I say get started and see what it costs, you know, and you can sort of fine tune it from there. There's never a contract or anything like that with the Postal Service either.
Yeah,
so you never have to promise to give us a certain amount of packages or anything like that. You can stop and start at any time free of charge.
So I love the work that you do, obviously. Ben, I was thinking, like, what do you think about doing a little bit of mystery questions so we get to know Kim a little bit better?
I would love that. This has been a fascinating conversation. I used to send a lot of DVDs for, like, that was, you know, we're a videography business, and we did an enormous amount of dance recitals, and I used to own a children's theater. And so I would be sending out like hundreds and hundreds of DVDs every year.
Media mail, I hope?
I don't know. I didn't know anything about that. I would just go to the post office and, like, take up that poor person's like 3 hours with all of that stuff. And then finally somebody was like, here's a bunch of stuff, package it. You can put we can print out the labels and you can put them, and that helped so much. I'm grateful for the world of digital video now.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was the majority of my professional experience with the post office, and the like the kindness of the postal workers was insane. And their
that's nice
patience
to
with
hear.
me. Yeah, because it was literally like, I was like, hey, I have 900 packages. I'm so sorry.
I'm sure they were like thrilled to see you coming in with all those packages.
All right, so we're picking a random question out of this thing for you. What is your go-to joke?
Ooh, I don't think I can tell that in a public forum. It's a good one too. I'll have to think of another one. My go-to joke. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. And I'm such a comedian too.
I'm gonna let you pass.
All I can think of is that dirty joke that I tell all the time. You've driven all the other jokes out of my head.
What is your favorite go-to place in Rhode Island?
Ooh. Wow. You know what I just did, and I loved it? I just went to the Pumpkin Fest at Roger Williams Zoo.
Oh,
and I would highly recommend that for next year for anybody who hasn't done it.
Yeah.
It was way better than I expected. They hung all the pumpkins in the trees, and it was really beautiful. And I think they do something with Christmas lights too. Yeah, so I would highly recommend that.
That's great because was it last week or 2 weeks ago we talked about the Polar Express too in Northern Rhode Island, and now the Pumpkin Spectacular, which is spectacular.
It really is. It was really cool.
Yeah. Well, Kim, you might get a lot of phone calls. So
Yeah, thank you so much for the time. Of course, we'll talk and I'll send you guys that resource. Like USPS Delivers, like I said, is a great place to kind of get started and get your feet wet. And the post office thanks you for your business, and we're here to assist in any way with your small business, shipping.
Thank
And
you
mailing,
so much.
of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you, Kim.
then we'll come back in 6 months maybe and get a revisit on that new program too.
I would love that.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
Thank you,
for
Kim.
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much, guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye. She was amazing.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like in my experience, like I've always felt like the post office was very overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
and she put a lot of stuff into perspective. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Oh,
That's how we decided that we're ending.
Okay. Oh, geez.
By the way, when we gave away at 321, we gave away a video commercial last week.
Yeah.
At the end of the live stream, I was like, let me plug Shop Local and ask Pat some of these questions.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
All right.
I feel like it's nice to just get to know the person behind the business.
Absolutely. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Who, dead or alive, would you like to have coffee with and pick their brain, and why?
Oh, the first thing that popped in was my grandfather, who came to the United States from Sicily, probably around age 12, started working at a textile mill. I know, had an orange grove in Sicily, bought some, yeah. So, but anyway, had a wonderful life in the United States, but I was like in 8th grade or something when he passed. And so just that experience of really understanding, I mean, he came through Ellis Island, and it's a big thing. And yeah, that's who I would choose.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Are you ready?
Cool. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I took out the ones that I've already asked you, and I'm just leaving them on the side. So here's a little one. Okay. Oh my God. If you were a color, what color would it be? Or what color would you be?
Cerulean.
I can't believe you just said that. I read something and I was thinking the other day, I love that color. That's the ocean. That's the Mediterranean color.
Yeah. Yeah. Cerulean.
That was easy then.
Oh man. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you, Lori.
Yeah.
How was Scott's birthday?
Scott's
Happy birthday, Scott.
was great. I should have taken a picture of him. He loves sitting outside by the fire pit. So he spent the afternoon with his headphones on, learning about cryptocurrency, sitting in front of the fire, and that's like his happy place. So
Oh yes, we had like a 45-minute conversation the other day about cryptocurrency.
Okay, as long as there's someone he can talk to about that, that's good.
I loved it. I really did. I enjoyed it a lot.
That's good.
So happy birthday to Scott. Once again, congratulations to you guys. I hope that you had a wonderful week celebrating both his birthday and your Tech 10 award.
Yeah, we're really excited about that.
Awesome. You should be very proud of that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to end this.
Go.
Thank you very much. And guys, I just want to say that shopping local this holiday season helps your local economy, helps your local community, helps your friends and neighbors and loved ones who are owners of small businesses, who work at small businesses, who frequent small businesses, who have children, who have after school activities that are sponsored by small businesses. Keeping those local dollars in Rhode Island is so huge, so important. So please make sure that you shop local And when you're going to do that virtually, please check out shoplocalrhodeisland.com. And if you know businesses that should be on Shop Local Rhode Island, which is every business, then send them Lori and Scott's way. Send them to Shop Local Rhode Island, because the more people that get on the site, as Lori said, there's over 300 products now. The more people that get on the site, the more that the site is helpful, and the more that it helps, and the more the merrier, like, honestly. So please send people to Shop Local Rhode Island. And if you are a consumer, which we all are, please look for your holiday gifts. There's no supply chain issue if you buy local, which is wonderful, and you can save Christmas, honestly. So please check that out. It's all of the convenience and none of the guilt. shoplocalrhodeisland.com. Thank you guys so much for another wonderful edition of Business Over Breakfast. We will see you tomorrow and Thursday with some quick bites on the local look. And then we will be back next Tuesday with a very special edition of Business Over Breakfast. My name is Ben Barber for Lori Jatari. Peace out.